Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol. Well, hello everybody. It is November 19th, 1994. This is Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my girlfriend Carol. How are you doing, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
We've had a good week here at Massive Late Fee. It's been some exciting times, and we love you. We love all the feedback that we've been getting from our numerous fans out there.
We do love and appreciate you, especially, those of you that actually give us the likes.
Are you excited for Christmas, Carol? It's coming.
Christmas Carol. Yeah, I am. I'm super excited. What are you going to get me?
I don't know. Maybe what are those things you put in your hair, the butterfly type?
What?
Maybe I'll get one of those for you.
A hair clip?
I don't know. I'm not gonna the special jelly ones or whatever. I'm not going to tell you what I'm gonna get you though. You know that.
Doesn't stop me from asking.
I don't fall for that kind of stuff. What do you want for Christmas? That's a more interesting question.
What do I want for Christmas? I want the next season of 90210.
On VHS?
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe we can arrange that.
What do you want for Christmas?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
You never know. He is like the hardest person to shop for, and he doesn't help at all.
Well, I don't. There's not a lot of things that I like. You know, I mean, you know what would be cool? CDs.
Yeah.
You know what bands I like?
Yeah.
And I got that new CD player, so.
Okay.
Oh,
That's a good idea.
Good. What I didn't want for Christmas, though, Carol, was a remake of A Miracle on 34th Street. But a remake of Miracle on 34th Street we got, starring a man named Dylan McDermott and Mara Wilson. Do you recognize Mara Wilson?
I don't.
Elizabeth Perkins is in this too. Mara Wilson was the youngest daughter of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, okay.
So
she's cute.
According to Frank Bruni, the Detroit Free Press movie critic, it's outstanding. He ranked it 4 out of 4.
Wow.
And says that it captures the magic of the original 1947 Natalie Wood film. I don't know about that.
But here's the question.
Seen it, so I guess I can't say. But
if the original 1947 Natalie Wood film was magic, why do we need to recapture it? Why can't we just watch that again? That's the beauty of having VHS tapes.
Yeah, and they could just re-release it in the movie theater.
Yeah.
But I guess they figure new actors might I don't know. They're creatively bankrupt. I don't know.
That's more like it.
But it's basically it's a retelling. It's a remake, so it's a retelling of the original story. I just, like you said, I mean, the original is such a fantastic film.
It really is.
And I'm not interested in seeing another version of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Even though I do like what's her name from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, hopefully, they'll learn from this and they won't try to keep remaking movies. Just let it be.
You know what they're not remaking, though?
Huh?
Is Betamax.
Okay.
Our next story is that it says, remember Betamax? It's still alive and well. Well, yeah, so now my dad bought us a Betamax. I know you don't. You didn't have one.
Nope.
So, but you know what they are, though, don't you?
No.
Okay, well, it's like a VHS, but they're shaped a little differently. They look more like. Do you remember 8-tracks?
Yes.
They look a little like that.
Okay.
They're a little smaller. They're a little. I don't know. They're chunkier, and apparently they're better quality.
Really?
Yeah, they just didn't have the best marketing department. But that's what I hear is that the channel, or not the channel, the picture is clearer.
Huh. Well, that sucks. I wish that they still did those then.
Well, apparently they still are doing them. So it said this guy Bob Talbert says that in Dearborn at AdRay Appliance, he's sold 385,000 beta movies,
Wow.
making it the number 2 beta tape dealer in the country,
Good for him.
behind New Jersey's Brower Trading. So he got a bunch of a huge catalog of MGM movies, including Gone with the Wind. Basically, people that still had Betamax, they heard about it and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna go to this place because it's hard to find tapes." That's the unfortunate thing. If you bought a Betamax, it's hard to find tapes around because everyone went to VHS. So you can get tapes from this guy. So if you got a Betamax, go to George Bednar, over in Dearborn, his place called Adray, ADRAY apostrophe S, and you can get some Betamaxes for as little as 99 cents.
Is he paying you for this? Because
No.
that is a hell of a lot of advertisement for this stranger.
No, I'm just saying, might as well steer him in that direction. But although that's a good idea, we should approach people about stuff like this. Maybe I'll charge them. But
Do you think we have enough people listening to make it worth it?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, how many of these tapes do we really get out there? Like, I mean, how many? Like,
There's
hundreds?
There's quite a few.
Thousands?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Wow. Thank you, guys. It's kind of awesome.
But it goes up to $5.99. That's the highest tape. And I guess he gets new titles every week.
Good for him.
They got 30 National Geographic stuff. There's Shane's on there. There's the Star Trek stuff is on there apparently.
Oh, the Star Trek stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about.
Yes, we will.
The other, MTV, speaking of a movie that we saw, MTV did interviews with Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and Christian Slater separately.
Oh, cool.
And apparently, according to Liz Smith, it was quite a difference in styles. Tom Cruise is all smiling, movie star politeness,
Right.
which is not unheard of from him. Then there's Christian Slater, who she says appears eager and puppyish. And then Brad Pitt is really a hoot. Couldn't be more different from the questing, eternally depressed Louis from Interview. So Brad Pitt is that new. He's the newness.
The newness.
Well, he's the new dude on the scene.
Okay.
But
I mean, he's definitely interesting, but I wouldn't call him new.
oh, you wouldn't?
No.
Yeah, he's been around forever. Fucking ridiculous. Why wouldn't you call him new?
I don't know.
What's he been in before Interview with a Vampire that you wouldn't call him new?
Well, I was thinking Thelma and Louise.
Yeah, he played a very bit role in Thelma and Louise for like 5 minutes.
Uh-huh. But he's not new, obviously.
Ugh, ridiculous.
And I remember him from that bit role.
Yeah, okay. You want to hear your horoscope?
Sure.
What are you again?
I'm a Gemini.
I know. You've been held back by duty or by feeling below par for the past few days. The weekend sees a return to your usual verve. A weird phrase. Mine is others have been taking advantage of you, but you're strong enough to let it pass. 2 work better than 1. Kind of like this show.
Wow. Yours is heavy.
Yeah. You want to, this is funny to me too. So today's test, do you remember what you've read in your free press this week? Why was Dale Chimenti in the news? Apparently he was lost at sea for 51 hours and sued the travel agency.
Oh, wow. Was it their fault?
Well, it says he's a Troy man. He went to Cozumel, Mexico in February, rented a jet ski type craft. Offshore, it conked out, and he drifted away to be saved eventually by a passing freighter.
Wow.
So he rented this thing from their service, and it just died.
That's awful. Poor guy.
Why was Leonard Jeffries in the news? So here are your choices. Obstetrician obstetrician directed care of Engler triplets.
Okay.
Governor Engler's triplets. Professor's, what's that say? Demotion. Oh, professor's demotion case revived by court, or shareholder made demands of Chrysler Corporation.
Let's go triplets.
Incorrect.
Okay.
It's number 2. The Supreme Court reopened the case of New York professor accused of making an anti-Semitic talk and demoted. A court had awarded him $360,000.
Wow.
Number 3, Timothy Johnson. Why was he in the news? Lost at sea for 51 hours. Same translation. See, we know it's not that one. Obstetrician directed care of English triplets, or shareholder made demands of Chrysler Corp.
You pick this time. Or you can see the answers?
Yes.
Oh, Chrysler.
Nope. That's Dr. Johnson of Engler's triplets.
Okay.
And then
Picked the wrong one.
finally, what about Kerkorian? Obstetrician directed care of English triplets? No. Professors, okay, well, I guess this is dumb, because if you know the answers, we know it's not the professor demotion revived by court, so he must be a shareholder who made demands of Chrysler Corp, and he is.
Okay.
Kerkorian, already largest shareholder, wants Chrysler to boost value of its stock and let him buy some more. Now, the last thing on this page that I think is somewhat interesting, it says trivia, but it's not really I mean, it is trivia, I guess, but it's not, it's not questions. They're just, it's like little morsels of information. So I guess I could make you guess. Before the inventions, so before these things were invented, what did people use? Toothbrush.
What did people use? Their finger?
This doesn't seem like it would work that well. Wool moistened with honey.
What is that gonna do?
I don't know.
That sounds that's like making more like sugar on your teeth.
What about toothpaste?
Leaves.
Powdered mice bones.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yep.
Why? Why would somebody do that? Oh my God.
This one is my favorite. Toilet tissue.
Leaves.
Corn cobs. Holy shit. I mean, well, literally. But I can see it. But man, that would be uncomfortable.
That would
Could you
be.
imagine wiping your butt with a corn cob? Oh, awful.
It would do the job though.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why they thought, like, you grow the corn, you cut it, you take a knife, cut the corn off after you boil it and everything, and then you got that corn cob left that's not good for anything. I can see why they thought to themselves, hey, this should work,
Right.
because it's got the fibers and it's ribbed and stuff like
Yeah.
I get it. Sandpaper.
Rocks?
Kind of crushed shells on parchment.
Okay.
And then a toothpick. What did people use as a toothpick before the invention of the toothpick?
Twigs?
A porcupine quill.
What?
Now, I'm going to imagine that that's some rich people shit right there.
Right.
That not, because porcupines aren't everywhere, and they're not easy to catch or anything like that. I'm gonna guess that's what that was. It's like somebody having like, oh, the rare porcupine, because everyone else is just using their fingernails or whatever, basically.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah, pretty good though. What was your favorite of those? Powdered mice bones.
Oh God! Don't remind. I don't ever want to think about that again.
Toothpaste.
Why would somebody what? How does that occur to a person? Like, hey, I'm going to take this dead mouse grind up its bones, and rub them on my teeth.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess they mixed it with some water and stuff like that, made like a paste.
Yeah, I know, but ugh.
Yummy.
No way. No fucking way.
Do you think it did anything?
No.
I don't think so either. I don't think that's helping anybody.
Ugh. I'm so glad that we live in this day and age where we have toilet paper and toothpaste.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be using a corn cob.
No.
No wonder those people in those westerns always walked like that.
Right? Oh, the chafing.
Oh, speaking of chafing, emotional chafing,
Yes.
we watched My So-Called Life. Carol, why don't you talk to us about My So-Called Life?
So this episode starts out weird in my opinion because it starts out where Angela and Jordan are making out.
Oh, yes, they are.
And it doesn't seem like that's how it ended the last episode, you know?
No, yeah, that's true. It does seem to kind of come out of nowhere.
Yeah. But apparently they've been meeting in the boiler room.
Mm-hmm. She explains in her voiceover that there are places in the world that are meant for things, which I guess is true.
Right. So the boiler room is like the spot where people go to hook up at school.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently, like, nobody knows that they're doing this. And,
Everyone knows they're doing
well,
it.
yeah, everyone knows. But, like, Jordan apparently thinks they don't. I don't know.
Well, his friends don't somehow. Like what's her name? Rayanne and her other friend, Janice, or whatever her name is. I don't know what her name is.
Sharon?
Sharon, yeah. They know, and a lot of Ricky knows, a bunch of other people know, but Jordan's pals don't know.
Right. So they're just like making out all the time, and when she is supposed to be doing this geometry review,
Yeah.
like apparently she has a free hour. Why don't they do this at my school?
She's failing geometry.
She's failing geometry
Poorly, yeah.
and choosing to go make out with Jordan instead of going to geometry review.
Well, wouldn't you, though?
Yeah, probably.
See,
Especially
that's
with
what I'm saying.
you.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
But we don't get a free hour, so
no, we do not. It's not fair. Like, I didn't know this existed, and I want it.
I don't know if it does or not. Who knows? Do you think they're going an extra hour than we are, or do you think that it's just literally they don't have as many classes?
I don't know. I mean, maybe she doesn't seem like the kind that would have taken extra.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, and the teacher's doing it fifth hour, so it seems like everybody might be free fifth hour. Like, otherwise, there would be people who couldn't come.
Do you think that they're doing that instead of having lunch?
Why would you give up your lunch?
But I mean, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like you're going there instead of going on lunch.
Maybe. That doesn't seem like that would be allowed.
No, yeah, you're right. It's probably against some sort of regulation.
Yeah, they have to feed us. It's required.
Well, anyway, yeah, she's got, it's a free period, and she's blowing it off so that she can blow Jordan off.
Oh my God, that's
she's
just,
not-
you're so crude.
She's not really doing that. They're just
No.
making out, but
Yeah, so they're making out and
they don't talk.
They don't talk at all.
Yeah. They just go down there and kiss. He's basically he's just like she's a pair of lips to him. That's basically it at this point.
Yeah, I mean the episode is called Self-Esteem because it's like she has none.
Yeah.
Because she's just making out, and her friends are like kind of calling her out on that, like,
Oh yeah.
hey, this doesn't seem like a real relationship. Like, what else are you guys doing? And they didn't think he's really like into her or whatever. And she overheard him talking to a friend about some concert that was coming up on Friday.
Yeah.
And so she lies to her friends and says, well, if he didn't want to date me, then why would he ask me to meet him at this concert?
Yeah. Always the smartest thing to do.
Right.
And they're like, oh well, we'll go. What did she expect was going to happen?
Right. Why would they invite themselves on her date though?
That is kind of true.
That seems weird.
But it does. She did make it sound sort of casual. She wasn't like, "Oh, we're going together" or anything like that. She
Yeah.
said, "I'm going to meet him there."
That's true.
And when we do see the place, it looks like kind of a casual place. There's a concert going on, but there's also pool in the back.
Yeah,
It's
he's playing
weird.
pool. It's like, well, it's like in a bar or something.
Yeah.
It's like a live band in a bar, not like, freaking Pine Knob or.
So we speculated that this was a local band. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, it's not. They drew a good crowd, so good for them. But it's obviously not supposed to be in the guise of the show like a famous band. Like, it's not Red Hot Chili Peppers or something like that playing at this venue.
No, it's more like the Mad Pigs.
Exactly.
So,
I like a good local reference.
yeah, shout out. Okay, so the girls get there and at first like they don't see the guys. And I think Angela was kind of relieved.
Mm-hmm.
But then her friends are like, "No, he's over there playing pool." And they expect her to like go up to him and she's like just standing there like.
Yeah, look at him and his loser friend.
But yeah, so she goes up to him and he like fucking ignores her.
Oh yeah, he's such an ass.
I mean, that was really terrible. Like, I mean, even if he didn't really want to see her or whatever, I mean, you've been making out. You should at least acknowledge that she fucking exists.
Yeah, there's something wrong with this guy. I mean, he might as well have damage tattooed across his forehead because there is something wrong with this kid.
Yeah. So he totally ignores her and hurts her feelings, and she leaves, and Rayanne goes up to him and says, "Hey, you know you like her, so could you try to like not treat her like crap?"
Yeah, he's like, she's not gonna wait around for you forever. Mm-hmm. She's too good for you. You know that.
Yeah. So I don't know. At the what else is going on? Is there like a B plot?
Yes, there is. I remember it.
Okay. Well-
Okay, so you want to get to the B plot before we resolve the
Yeah.
storyline. So the B plot is there's a new English teacher, really weird dude, who is obsessed with Ricky for some reason and wants him to join the drama club and everything. Ricky is disturbed by him in some way where, because the guy's like, he talks like
Yeah.
this. Like it's that Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Have you ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off? That English teacher where he goes, in what way is these authors' use of prison? And he just violently chalks on the board, bars for the prison. It's hilarious.
Yeah, like why would anyone do that though, really?
I don't know. But I think he's gay. I think it's pretty clear he's gay. There's a couple, one of the teachers she's got like a little crush on him.
Well, I think a few of the teachers have a little crush on him. They were all talking about him.
Yeah, about how cute he was and everything.
But he's okay.
Yeah, I mean he's a normal
He's nice looking for an old dude.
He's a normal looking old guy, I guess. He's got that curly hair that some women seem to like.
Yeah, I mean he's got that like brainy, dorky cuteness.
Yes. That's exactly what he looks like. So she goes and she's trying to flirt with him and everything, and he's obviously like a space cadet. His head is everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And he's kind of ignoring her, even though she's coming on pretty strong. So, and I think he's gay. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe not, but I think he's gay, and I think he recognizes that in Ricky as well. And that's why he's kind of interested in him. And he sees that he has like a flair for the dramatic too, so he wants him to go out for drama club. And he's hounding him the whole time. And Ricky's basically just like, no,
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
And
leave me alone.
He says that several times. And then he's like, finally, he gets so fed up. He's like, look, it's never going to happen. I'm never going to say yes. Okay, can you accept that? Can you just leave me alone? And he just kind of nods. He's like, yeah, okay. And he's like, no. And Ricky's like, what? And he's like, I'm a teacher. No. What am I? You want me? I'm just going to say fuck off and just, do whatever? No. I'm a teacher. You're a student. I'm going to try to make you do things. That's how this works, basically.
Yeah, it was funny.
And so Ricky finally, what happens that makes him change his mind? I don't remember.
I mean, it's not like super 100% clear.
I think maybe I don't know. I think maybe Ricky kind of sees it in him too, where he's like, oh,
Maybe.
and he's like, okay, I think I get what's going on here, and so he does sign up. He signs up. That's
Yeah, that's what closes out the episode.
you're right.
I think too it might have been partially influenced by what happens with Angela because
Yes.
Jordan comes up to like she goes and talks to him. She finally gets a backbone
Yes.
and she, tells him like
You get it, girl.
she tells him, that she's, worth something and that she wants him to just acknowledge that this happened and that it was real. Which, I mean, I don't think he was real. I mean, I guess because he doesn't want to acknowledge it to anybody else, I guess. But, he doesn't say much. She just goes off on him. And it makes an impact because the next day he walks up to her in the hall and takes her hand
Yeah.
and says, "Hey, can we go somewhere?" So,
Yeah. And they kind of they walk with hands held, and that's kind of foreshadowed earlier in the episode because she says something about they're just talking about something. Oh yeah, Rayanne says, "Oh or no," Angela says, "What?" Because he doesn't stroll like parade me around in the hallway holding hands like that's something or whatever. And Sharon's like, "Yeah, it is.
it
It's
is, yeah.
it does mean something to hold hands in the hallway," which she's right. I mean, at this age, obviously we're not getting married. I mean, you and I are never getting married, apparently, according to what you say.
Oh, never say never.
But oh, you're relenting now. You're softening.
Well, I don't know if you keep whining.
But obviously kids our age aren't getting married, so there's no rings. The holding hands in the hallway, that's the signal.
Yeah.
That's like a engagement ring or whatever to older people. That's the signal to everyone, hey, this person is now taken.
Right.
And yeah, it does mean something.
For sure. And she looks so happy.
Oh yeah.
It's like the only time that she ever really looks happy.
I think it's the first time I've seen her smile.
Yeah. She's got a very pretty smile.
I'll tell you, if Claire
Danes.
Yeah.
Danes.
If Claire Danes has a career past this show, I think she might be typecast as the depressed person.
You think?
I hope not, but that's a possibility.
She does have an ugly cry.
Oh God, yes, she does.
I mean, I've not seen anyone who has such an ugly cry, not even in real life.
Yeah, that face that she makes when she cries, it's
something.
yeah.
Yep.
Something to behold. But speaking of something to behold, well, hello everybody. It is Future Mark and Future Carol here.
Hey, what's up?
We're married now, and because of that, every once in a while, on my birthday and sometimes right around Christmas, we get intimate.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
And I think our times together are going to be so much more exciting and invigorating now because of Manscaped. Manscaped.com.
It is kind of amazing how much, better it smells. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was great before, but oh my gosh, he smells so good and everything's so smooth now.
Yeah, so Manscaped, I'm telling you, I've never Manscaped before, but I use the Lawnmower 2.0. What?
Is that what it's really called?
That's what it's called.
That's funny.
So I got the perfect package 2.0. It comes with the Lawnmower 2.0. It comes with a very stylish antimicrobial underwear. It says Manscaped right on it. It's great. And it comes with the spritzer, just kind of freshen you up a little bit. And it comes with the ball deodorant, which, as Carol pointed out, is fantastic. I'll tell you what. I don't know if you've noticed this, Carol, because I usually try to do this in private time, but not in a sexy way, but in a just kind of satisfying way. I'm touching myself a lot more down in that area because it's so smooth. It feels the skin, the lotion. I don't know if it's got some sort of rejuvenating properties or what either, but it feels so youthful. Even though I'm I'm blossoming into my youth again now.
Yeah, I really haven't noticed you touching yourself, but I don't blame you because it is smooth.
Yeah, it's very nice, and it really it's a perfect gift. So if you go to manscaped.com and use our promo code LATEFEE, that's all caps LATEFEE, you're gonna get a perfect package 2.0 like I got. You're gonna get 20% off. You're gonna just love going shaving your goods there, and your partner is going to thank you for it as well.
And ladies, let me tell you, Christmas is coming, and this is a gift for both of you.
Absolutely. So yeah, get this gift. If you're a lady out there listening, get this gift for your husband.
Do yourself a favor.
And guys, you can finally say this, and it doesn't sound like an insult.
How would you like to suck my butt?
That would still sound like an insult.
No. It's
Although I kind of do all the time.
Go to manscaped.com. Use our code LATEFEE. Get 20% off, and be the best ball licker she can be.
God. Yeah.
Now back to the past. We saw a film this week,
Yeah.
as is tradition.
I liked it more than you did, I think.
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you did.
But I mean, I still didn't love it.
It's Star Trek Generations. The Next Generation is over, obviously. That show has flown the way of the Condor named the USS Enterprise. And now they're flying off into feature films. So I don't know if this is going to be their only feature film. Tell you what, they need some work. And William Shatner comes along for part of the ride. Basically, it figures as a handing of the torch.
Yeah.
But what I think is funny is the beginning of this movie, it sets the tone right away, and it's not great. We see an object floating through space, and we close up on it, close up on it, and we see that it's a bottle of champagne floating in space, and it's crashing against the hull of this ship, the Enterprise B.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. They're what do they call it when they do that to ships? Christening it.
But it's not epic in any way. It's so mundane. It's like the most mundane thing in the world, and it's not shot in any kind of exciting way. You're watching credits, and you're just watching this thing listlessly move through space, only to crash and explode, which is basically a metaphor for the movie.
I guess.
So Kirk is there with Scotty and not Chekhov, or it is Chekhov, yeah. And it's clear that it's supposed to be Bones and Spock. The way it's written, because Chekhov at one point, says he's going to do triage, like medical triage, which obviously is supposed to be Bones.
Right.
And then Scotty, does some scientific, thing or whatever, what a science officer might do, which obviously should be Spock. But from what I hear, neither one of them wanted to be in this because it's basically a glorified cameo, and they thought it was kind of beneath them. And those are the three most important characters from the original series and the original movies.
Okay.
So it would make sense for it to be those three.
Right.
But they obviously couldn't get the other two. So the dude from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is there. Yeah, speaking of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is the captain of the Enterprise B. They are going on just a little jaunt. One thing I think is interesting is it's the first time that we actually see we see reporters in the Star Trek universe.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. But they're there. It's a publicity stunt. Kirk's the old captain's there. He's retired now. And it's basically like, hey, let's see off the new crew. Kirk's obviously not necessarily really happy about it. His entire character arc through all the movies was his need to command the Enterprise.
Yeah.
That's the only, as Spock says, commanding a starship is your first best destiny. And, it's clear he wants to take charge.
Right.
And they're going out. They're supposed to go on a short jaunt to Pluto and back, basically inside the solar system.
I mean, I know it's a publicity stunt or whatever, but it just seems kind of pointless. Like why not have just waited?
Yeah, absolutely. I know. But they get a distress call. There's a cargo ship or whatever, not cargo ship, but they're carrying passengers, refugees, I believe, from Bajor. They're carrying them, and because actually we learn they are refugees. Now that I think about it, we learn in Star Trek: The Next Generation, the TV show, that the Bajorans' home planet was destroyed by the Borg. That's where Guinan's from. Mm-hmm. And these are refugees from that, apparently, although they don't know of the Borg at this point in time. But, they're in distress, right? So Cameron says, hey, we're not equipped. We're going to have to send somebody else to do it. Guy goes, we're the only ones in range. They're in the fucking solar system. They're at Earth's doorstep. They're basically right there outside of Earth. How is there no other ship in range?
It does not make sense.
There should be like thousands of ships all around the area. It's the headquarters for Starfleet.
Right.
It makes no sense. But I know it's a contrivance that they always do. So they go to try to help, and Cameron's really shitting the bed on this one. He's not doing a good job. There's 2 ships there. They're caught in some weird ribbon. And they can't get too close or they'll get sucked in themselves. There's different, like, he's like, oh, we could try this. And no, that's not going to work. Cameron's like, I don't know what to do, basically. He looks at Kirk and he's like, I could really use your help. Kirk the whole time he's there. He's like ready to pounce, but then he's like holding himself back because he's like, no, this is not, I shouldn't be doing this.
That had to be really hard.
You can see him trying to restrain himself. And then finally, when Cameron's like, hey, I could use your help, he's like, all right, well, let's do this. And he's like, Scotty, can we do this? And Scotty's like, hey, yeah, let's fire these photon torpedoes. And he's like, oh, those won't be installed till Tuesday. It's like everything isn't going to be here till Tuesday.
Right, which is like, why bother taking the ship out before you're ready to take the ship out?
Yeah, exactly. So they finally figure out something that they can do using the deflector dish or something like that. One of the things explodes, kills a bunch of refugees, and then Scotty beams them aboard.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Right, he gets close enough to be able to beam them up, and I guess Kirk's down in the engineering using the deflector dish in some way to help protect them. I don't remember exactly what the technobabble about it was, but he gets some of them over, including Guinan, and Malcolm McDowell, who's the villain of this movie.
Yeah.
And they turn away to go home, and this ribbon, which we later learn is called the Nexus, apparently is super vengeful because it lashes out at the ship and strikes it on the opposite side of what's facing it, just so it can kill Kirk.
What?
If you look, when the ship's turning, the little tendril that comes out of the Nexus that hits the ship goes around to the other side of the ship.
Weird. I did not notice that.
Instead of just hitting the side of the ship that it was on. Now, I mean, they could have obviously fixed that by just having the ship turned the other way.
Right.
But they don't. So, anyway, there's a big hole in the ship and everything. They come down there. Kirk's gone. Presumed dead. Oh, no. Kirk died. Being heroic on the Enterprise one last time.
Right.
So then we fast forward, and it's 78 years later, and it's the crew of the Enterprise playing make-believe, which is their favorite thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
In the holodeck on an old-style ship, and Worf is finally becoming a lieutenant commander after years of being a lieutenant.
Yay, Worf.
And he, Riker, basically, in a very dickish move, is like, remove the plank, and the plank goes away, and Worf falls into the water. And Data's like, why is that funny? And they're like, oh, it's just like a prank. It's unexpected and everything. And Dr. Crusher's all like, hey, you got to get in the spirit of things. It's just like an unexpected thing, and it's really funny. He's like, you know what I mean? And he goes, yeah. And then he pushes her over the side.
Which I think was hilarious.
And then everybody looks at him like, oh my God, Data, that wasn't funny. You're such an asshole. What
Right?
the fuck's wrong with you? It's like they know he's trying to learn how to become human and stuff. They don't give him any leeway.
None.
Apparently, it's like after 7 years or whatever of living with this dude, they're like, we're just fucking done with this guy.
Poor Data.
So, Dr. Crusher doesn't want to talk to him. Which I'm sorry, but that's a really bitchy.
Yeah,
attitude to have.
it doesn't really fit her character in my opinion either.
So he's like, this basically makes him think like, hey, you know that emotion chip that we got out of my brother and everything lore. Maybe I want to put that on. Maybe I want to install that in my neural net. And Jordy's like, ooh, that might not be a good idea, man.
Right.
And he says, no, I want to emote more in my acting. Brent Spiner says that. So they put it in, and he becomes the most annoying asshole ever.
Yeah.
His character is fucking awful with that thing in. He's just laughing uncontrollably, the stupidest humor, Mr. Tricorder, all this, my little life forms, all this stuff. Oh, so stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of like he's drunk.
And then at one point, you can see he's in distress, like he's laughing, and then his face just like everything wrinkles, and it looks like he's gonna explode because the emotion chip has overcome his neural net. Right. So it gets fused to him, and it can't be removed yet, and he's upset that it can't be removed. So. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I'm going.
You're fine.
Going down Data's road, but anyway, the Enterprise they get a distress call. Oh, Picard gets a personal call.
Oh yeah, this is so sad.
He goes in and talks. It turns out that his brother, his sister-in-law, and his son, who we met in Family, which was that episode after the Borg. So. That was a really well written episode, a good episode, and the perfect episode after Best of Both Worlds. So Best of Both Worlds was, I think it was season 3's finale.
Okay.
And then Best of Both Worlds Part 2 was season 4's first episode, because it was a cliffhanger, and that was the Borg where he was taken. Picard was taken by the Borg. Then the next episode was Family, where it has to do all with different crew members' families, like Worf, his adoptive parents are in this episode and everything. They're all taking a break after the stuff with the Borg. Right. Well, Picard's, on the Picard vineyard with his brother, who's like an asshole to him, and his son, the guy's son, and his sister-in-law. And it's a real, like, it's like a slow, but it's a character episode. It's not big action. It's a very nice valley after Best of Both Worlds. And so we learned that all those people died in a fire. Yeah. It's so awful.
It is so awful. And he doesn't want to tell anybody. Like, he's just trying to act like everything is cool.
Yeah, it ignores a lot of the character growth that Picard had throughout the series. Yeah. Because at first he was really closed off, never wanted to talk to anybody about anything, hated kids. Like it was so weird that they made him like this dick at the beginning of the show, and then he softened, so much over the years to where the culmination of the entire show was him sitting down to play cards with the other people. Like that was like the fruition of his character. Right. Is to join them for a game of cards. So I think it ignores some of that growth, because I think he'd say something to at least Troy, if not like Troy, Riker, and Crusher, the Beverly Crusher. Those are like his confidants. Yeah, I think he'd say something to one of them
for honestly. Sure.
So he's obviously upset about all this stuff, and they get a distress call from a space station that's been torn to shit. So they go there, they find some survivors. One of the survivors is Malcolm McDowell, who we saw earlier. He's a Bajoran, just like Guinan is. And he comes onto the ship. Guinan sees him. She's kind of like, I don't like this. I don't like the look of this dude.
She knew.
I recognize this guy.
Yeah.
So he says that, the Romulans came and they were tearing shit up and he doesn't know why. So they go down to investigate, and it's Geordi and Data, and they're looking around scanning stuff. Malcolm McDowell comes down there, and he's like, he knocks out Geordi, and then Data gets scared. Data's just like cowering. He's like, "Don't hurt me, don't hurt me."
Yeah, it was pretty pathetic to watch
Yeah.
for an officer.
So he grabs Geordi and like basically fucks off. He gets picked up by, I can't remember their names, but they were on the Next Generation 2 at some point. It's the Klingon sisters.
Yeah,
I can't remember their names though.
me either.
But they've got a Kia of prey, a little like bird of prey. It's a small little Klingon ship. So anyway, they pick him up, and it becomes clear that he talks to him and everything. He's like, hey, the Romulans came looking for that trilithium stuff because he's working with trilithium, which apparently is powerful enough to where if you shoot it into a sun, it can stop the fusion within the sun. So it basically destroys the sun.
Wow.
And he launches one and destroys the sun. Enterprise has got to get the fuck out of there. So they get out of there fast, and Geordi is missing. They don't know where he is. Data kind of tells him what's going on. He wants to be decommissioned right now. But Picard's like, "No, I need you." So he goes to this giant map room, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And Guinan tells Picard, she's like, "Hey, so this dude, he was on this ship, the one that killed Kirk. She's like, hey, the beginning of the movie, did you see it? That's what I'm talking to you about."
Basically.
And she says that this is Nexus place. So it's a place. It's the way she describes it sounds like heaven.
Yeah.
Basically, whatever you want it to be, you control everything. There's no time. It's completely timeless. It's like a paradise.
Yeah.
And they were in it when that ribbon was going through those ships. And they got out. They got beamed out away from it. And the rest of those people stayed in there. And Malcolm McDowell wants to get back there. She's like, "I wanted to get back there."
Yeah.
She's like, I did everything I could to try to get back there. But, I realized eventually that it was never going to happen. And I lived with it. And Malcolm McDowell, he can't live with it.
It's so messed up. But I mean, I would imagine it'd be really hard being basically ripped from heaven.
Right.
What would your heaven or your nexus be, do you think?
Interesting. So, I mean, obviously you'd be there.
Aw.
And, I mean, I honestly, having you there, I think would be, so maybe like a beach, a beach with, like clear, warm water, sun, like a little beach house.
It sounds nice.
Yeah, I think that would be it for me. I've always kind of wanted to live on the beach.
Huh.
Yeah, I think that would be pleasant.
Interesting.
But still in a city somehow.
Okay.
Like you drive 10 minutes and it's you're I mean not necessarily like a giant metropolis, but like the suburbs like us, right? Like a civilized area.
Okay.
It's like you drive 10 minutes and everything's there.
Right.
Yeah, I always kind of want. So I guess like Malibu, Malibu, California would be a good example of that.
Ooh, Malibu.
Yeah.
I wanna go there.
I'll tell you, I've thought about going to college at Pepperdine. Pepperdine's
Oh, yeah?
in Malibu, California.
Let's apply.
It's expensive, but yeah,
Whatever.
not easy to get into either. But anyway, so yeah, he wants to get back there, and he destroyed the star. So they figure out that destroying the star changed where the ribbon's moving, the Nexus ribbon.
Okay.
It's moving it. So he says Soren, that's his name, Soren. Soren's moving it to this planet. That's Malcolm McDowell's character. He's moving it to a planet to where he can get, like he's going to destroy another star, and the Nexus is going to go on the planet, and then he's going to get there. And Data says the obvious question, why doesn't he take a starship in there, or like a shuttlecraft or something like that? And Picard's like, oh, every shuttle or spaceship that's gotten closer has been destroyed. My question is, who fucking cares? If you're Malcolm McDowell, it's like, who cares?
Right.
I don't take a shuttlecraft, fly into the Nexus, get beamed in there, and let that shuttle get destroyed. What do you care?
For sure.
Because, like, okay, so I don't understand how this works. Like, does your soul or whatever get sucked in there? Your body's going to die? He shouldn't care because that's what had happened to him before.
I don't even think that's the case, though, because, they came out physically from the Nexus with their bodies intact.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. You're right. So, yeah, I think, it's dumb. He should easily be, it's a giant plot hole in this movie. One of many.
Oh, I know. You really
This
need
movie
to
is infuriating.
nitpick.
But this movie's infuriating for it.
I know.
So anyway, Soren goes to this planet. He's gonna destroy this thing and everything. And so Picard. So first of all, they had captured Geordi. Soren turned him over to the people, and apparently he messed with his little visor thing so that they could see it like a camera. Like they got vision for him. Like he's got a camcorder in his face,
Right.
basically. And he's like, so they say, "Hey, we've got your engineer dude. We're not giving him back to you." And Picard says, "Why don't I'll be your prisoner, but send Geordi back?" Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Okay, we'll do that." And he says, "Okay, but first send me down to Soren, and then I'll be your prisoner." So it's like, what? then they're not gonna have him because they're just he's beaming down to Soren. Like, why would they agree to this? It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I kind of get it because they want Geordi back on the ship. So they beam Geordi over to the ship, and then I can see everything through him, through his eyes, and they see the shield modulation, so they know what to set their phasers at. It will just go right through their shields. So it just goes through their shields and starts to fuck them up and everything, and then Worf basically says to Riker, "Hey, all those things were recalled because it's like the Pinto, if you hit the back of it, real hard, it explodes or whatever. It makes it cloak. Their shields go down and everything. So they technobabble their way into destroying it. They kill those two women, and everything's good with that. But their ship's fucked up because it got severely damaged.
Right.
So Troy takes the helm. She takes the wheel, and just like a female driver, crashes it into the planets.
Not cool, man. I am a better driver than you.
I mean, that's you think so? Okay.
I do.
That's what happens. She crashes into the planet with this with the starship. Enterprise is fucked beyond repair, but they got everyone out. Everyone's cool and good. Meanwhile, back on the planet, Picard's trying to stop Soren, and Soren is handling him so easily. Picard looks so old and out of just completely out of his depth.
Yeah.
So Soren's plan works. He destroys the fucking star. Somehow, the supernova from this doesn't get there before the Nexus gets there. I don't know how, but the supernova from the star exploding destroys the planet. It takes its time. It's respectful. It's one of those respectful explosions. and so the ribbon gets there, sucks them in. Presumably, also sucks in the people on the Enterprise. Is my guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
So anyway, they go in there, and Guinan's in there, and she's like, "Hey, I'm an echo of Guinan, because Guinan was here before. Part of her is always going to be here, and that part is me." And he's like, "Cool." So she's like, "Hey, this is whatever you want. It's heaven. Enjoy." And in Picard's heaven, he's got 15 kids.
Does have a lot.
With this English wife, it's Christmas. He sees a light bulb that looks like an exploding star, and basically that's saying to him, "Hey, you got bigger fish to fry here, buddy."
Right.
So he sees that his wife had paired a red wine with chicken or turkey for the Christmas dinner, and he was like, "Oh, that is not correct. This is not heaven at all. So he says to Guinan, I need to get out of here. She goes, well, you can go wherever you want. You can go at any point in any point in the universe at any time you want to. And just like in any other time travel movie, he says, oh, I know exactly where I want to go. Let me go 5 minutes before before the thing I need to stop happens. Instead of saying, can I go back like a week and then tell my brother and his wife and son not to play with candles in the middle of the house? And,
Right?
And then also find Soren on this place I know he's going to be before the Romulans get there and stop him? No, he doesn't say that. He's like 5 minutes before, but I'm going to need some help. And she says, oh, I might know someone that can help you, because guess what? Kirk's in here too.
Yep.
So he goes and finds Kirk, who is, it should have been Carol Marcus, by the way, who's with some woman named Antonia in his house. He's retired, but he ends up going back to Starfleet, and then that destroys their relationship and everything, because he has this need to be in Starfleet and to be on the Enterprise, and that destroys every relationship he's ever had. That's his character arc, basically, his obsession. Yeah. So that makes sense, but it should have been Carol Marcus that he was with instead of some woman named Antonia that we never met and don't have any feeling or caring of. So anyway, he's making eggs, some sort of weird alien eggs, because it can't just be regular eggs. It's got to be these giant, weirdly colored alien eggs.
Right.
We're in space.
Well, we are.
Well, I mean, we're in Iowa or wherever the fuck we are in this and the Nexus. But so he starts cooking. Well, this one thing I thought was really funny too. It shows the difference in their characters. So Kirk's got his hand right on this the handle of this pan, and he's stirring the eggs and everything. He's like, hey, hold this for a second, I gotta get this spice. And Picard grabs it and he goes, ooh, because it's hot.
Right.
It's so funny to me. It's like, yeah,
That was cute.
Kirk is way tougher than you.
See, this is actually like my favorite part of the movie is like seeing them interact and stuff.
Yeah, this part is fine. But he basically convinced him, he's like, hey, you're dead. Or, well, you're not dead, but this is not real where we are right now, and you have a chance to matter again. Come with me, and we can stop Soren together. Two 70-year-old men will beat one 70-year-old man
There you
in
go.
the middle of the hot Arizona desert.
Why not?
So they go down there, and they work together, and they fuck him up. And Picard ends up locking the missile onto the pad, so it's not going anywhere. And Kirk ends up getting killed. He dies on the bridge heroically, but not the bridge of the Enterprise. Just a normal fucking bridge that falls down and really fucks him up. And then Picard piles some rocks over his body and is like, that's good enough.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It's a really lame ending for a very epic character, and that's another big misstep in this movie.
Yeah.
So then they go back to the Enterprise, and Picard says something like, oh, Soren said the time is like a hunter and all that shit. But I think it's like a friend, just with you there to remind you that, one day you'll die. So take advantage of every moment that you've got, and it's okay that cute little kid is dead. And I shouldn't have come back a week earlier. It's okay. It's so weird.
It is very weird.
But that's basically the end of the movie. And yeah, then we're going to come back again in hopefully a better film.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
It was not good.
The thing is, like, I really love The Next Generation.
Me too.
And, I was really looking forward to this. And it was kind of disappointing.
I know they've only had one movie so far, but as far as the TV show, I think The Next Generation is better than the original series.
Yeah, for sure.
I know a lot of dorks out there are going to be like, oh, blasphemy. But it's true. The Next Generation is a better show.
I mean, my mom is a Trekkie, and you know, she loved it, and I'm sure there are people that are just gonna love it no matter what, that are Trekkies. But
Right.
you know, I mean, she has like a life size cutout of Jean-Luc Picard. It's kind of crazy.
But the Next Generation's a better show, but the original series did better movies.
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, I know only one's come out yet so far, and you know they've got a chance to make up for it, I suppose. I'm assuming they're going to make another one. This movie's doing well at the box office, which is you know not surprising. So I'm gonna guess they're going to make another one. But yeah, I just they need to do a much better job next time around.
Yeah, just a better story. They need a better story.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean that's basically it. So we will end this episode as we end every episode with our blockbuster pick of the week. Carol, this week we are recommending Getting Even with Dad.
Yeah. There wasn't a whole hell of a lot to choose from.
No. This is a Macaulay Culkin Ted Danson piece that has to do with Macaulay Culkin's dad is Ted Danson. He's a con man or a crook. A crooklyn
Crooklyn.
kind of guy.
Like, yeah, Brooklyn.
And he's stealing some coins, and Macaulay Culkin's like, oh, I'm going to take those coins. And spend time with me. I'll give you a coin for everything that we do together. And then, you know, then we'll bond. That's the movie. So, I don't know. Check that out if you want.
Yeah, if you like Macaulay Culkin, I guess.
It's fine. It's better than this movie that we just saw, Generations.
Yeah, that's not that hard.
But yeah, it's a fine movie. I don't know. But anyway, Carol, take us home.
All right, well, everybody keep doing what you're doing. Listen and you know, write us at late fee 1994 at AOL.com.
Yeah.
And tell your friends.
Tell them all. Give us some stars.
We need the stars.
Do you like content?
I like content.
All right.
I like your content.
Oh, okay. Well, we will see you next week then. Bye.
Bye.